but there are a ton of people here. The Colossus Day 1C is going on right now. We did have our first bracelet winner already with the employees event. We're going to talk about that
All right.
a little bit.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. Otherwise, I'm sure you'd be bouncing all over the place.
Oh, man. You just wait until I make a final table.
I can't wait.
I was telling Scott Ball. I told Scott Ball it's going to be like, he doesn't know how crazy I get at the poker tables.
It is going to be something. And, of course, I also did not get barricades, so the camera could go down any time. But I'll tell you what, Jesse, got some great guests for the show today.
For me?
Well, for everybody.
Okay.
For all of you great poker listeners out there.
Who's going to be on the show today,
Well,
Mark?
Scott Ball from Twitch is going to be on the show. He's kind of in charge of this whole poker Twitch thing.
He's
of course,
kind of
a member of the Las Vegas Moneymakers.
He's my new hero. He's my new best friend.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
He bought you food, didn't he?
Yeah, he bought me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Scott Ball is going to be on the show. We're also going to have the third place finisher in last year's main event, Neil Blumenfield, is going to stop by. He's been having a great time on the Colossus. It's not been good so far, but Neil, of course, taking in stride. He's all good. He's going to be back playing tonight. And I'm really excited that we also have a very special guest. Celebrities come down and play at this thing, right?
Of course.
We are going to be joined by former major league pitcher, guy who won 22 games in one season.
Wow.
That's a lot. John Burkett is going to be here, of the San Francisco Giants, Boston Red Sox, Atlanta Braves, Boston Red Sox, and Texas Rangers.
I thought you said Miami too.
Yeah,
Miami Dolphins.
Well, he was
Miami.
he was a Florida
Marlin.
He was a Florida
now
Marlin.
It's Miami Marlin.
So this is going to be a fun show. Really excited about it. But of course, Jesse, the atmosphere here has just been incredible already.
It's electric.
I mean, ton of people flying around all over the place. Interesting about the Colossus so far. Now everybody's saying the thing's playing pretty fast. Have you been in there yet?
Yes, I know the structure by heart right now. I will tell you this. There's was about 170 people that made it through flight A and B, something like that, out of like 5,000 something. If you make it past day one, you're in it to win it. Like you have a decent shot. There'll be like 600 to 800 people left going on to day two. So if you're fortunate enough to make it, I've only made it past level 3, so I haven't been in it to win it yet.
Okay, well, you still have time, sir.
Yeah.
You still have
4
time.
4 o'clock, next flight.
But it's been fascinating to see, how fast the structure play, because this year, 30-minute levels to kick things off. So, everybody's been, we've been seeing a lot of top pros really, having to go back to the old school of go big or go home on this thing. And, they've been dropping like flies. But we'll take a look at the chip standings for the first couple of flights in a little bit. We do want to make sure that we get to mention that we had a bracelet winner. And let's see if I have that information. I should. I hope I do. And whoop, there it is. Event 1, the $565 Casino Employees No Limit Hold'em Tournament, won by Christopher Sand from La Habra, California. Sand wins $75,157. Congratulations to him. Defeats Carrie Jane Craigie from Seven Oaks. Oh, watch the camera there, sir. You got to be kidding me.
One.
You got to be kiiding me. Let's take a look.
You got to put the barbershop.
Watch out there, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're doing a show live here.
Where's your cone?
So pay attention. That cone should be there.
Oh, my God.
It's like, just dive over that tripod, everybody. Oh, my God. This is part of the fun of this.
Can I just, yell at people?
You can yell at people.
Hey, there's a cone.
There's a cone. There's a tripod. See, we're on the air. That's how this works.
Congratulations, Christopher Sand.
Yeah, congrats to Christopher Sand.
First bracelet. When's the bracelet ceremony?
I don't know.
After the Colossus?
Usually they have those around, around 2 something in the afternoon. So, maybe getting it after this break, we'll find out. They sometimes combine them too, so we'll see how that goes. But congratulations to Christopher Sand, our first bracelet winner here at the 2016 World Series of Poker. Let's take a quick look at what happened in the Colossus. We had a couple of flights yesterday. Of course, 6 starting flights. I'll be in the last one, as scary as that will be. How scary is that flight, Jesse? How scared should I be playing the last flight?
Playing the last flight.
The last flight. Should I be scared?
You should win an award for only firing one flight.
Yeah, well, that's all they're giving me.
I mean, we're on flight 4 right now, going to be coming up on flight 4.
Right. So looking
You
for
definitely win an award if you only fire one bullet.
Yeah, I'm looking
If you
for
get through in one bullet, like, I'll be very happy, very impressed. I believe in you, Mark.
I shall try to survive. And unfortunately, I'm trying to pull these chip counts, and they had them very well organized on WSOP.com, but struggling to get them now. But I know the chip stack was around 500,000 from the first flight and about 400,000 some of the second
There is
flight.
only 3 people that make it into day 3 with more than 50 big blinds coming into day 2.
Yeah.
50 big blinds, only 3. 50 big blinds is average stacked in the main event throughout, like probably 60 big blinds.
Right.
It's oh man, this thing, I don't know what's better, playing craps or playing the Colossus.
It is going to be entertaining over the weekend to see who can come out of this thing on top. But somebody's going to be a millionaire after this is all over.
Yeah.
Pre-tax.
I win an award for not telling any bad beats on the show. Do I win an award for that?
Yeah, you're doing good so far.
Okay, I'm holding them in because talking all this Colossus talk makes me want to spew them out. But Alan Kessler, by the way, I was so excited he was going to tell us a really interesting story, and then he had to freaking ruin it by telling us a bad beat at the.
I know he did that to us.
I was like, you actually told us a good story that I listened to for 5 minutes. That was really cool.
It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to find those chip leaders, but they've kind of got the chip counts mixed up a little bit here on these flights that are going on right now. So unfortunately, I don't have that. I should have screenshotted that sucker, but that's all right.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Scott Ball was the tallest one in that picture.
Oh,
With Paul DeWald and
yeah, talk into the mic there, Jesse.
Paul DeWald and Michelle there.
Yeah.
Never felt so tall.
Yeah, but we're excited. We're going to have Scott on here in just a second. But before we get into having Scott and the rest of our guests, I got to tell you, we have some terrific sponsors for the show this year. And I want to first, before we really get rolling, thank all of them for coming on board, whether it's just for the World Series or some of our long-term clients, as we like
You're
to say.
welcome.
But we want to thank Jim Feist, the top sports consultant. I mean, dude's been doing it for 30-plus years, and we're really excited to have JimFeist.com joining the Mark Hoke Show family. Share My Pair is back. Very happy to have them with us. Poker Academy is back with us for the World Series. Brickus Breaks, Josh Brickus. We all know about Josh Brickus. He's got that great memorabilia and sports card collectible business going, and you want to check that out at joshbrickus.com. Action Junkie Poker. We're thrilled to have them on board as well. A great training site. Going to be a lot of fun to have them. We got Stark Energy Drink. Hey, I've got a Stark Energy drink
right
here.
Drink this?
Jesse, you want to try Stark Energy
Yes, I would
drink?
like to try a Stark Energy drink.
Turmeric and
I've been up since
anti-inflammatories, glucosamine. It is loaded. Scott Ball might even want to drink a Stark Energy drink too.
There we go, Stark.
We'll see.
Let's try this, guys.
Good stuff.
Let's see if this is.
Yeah, it's pretty
I've been up
good.
since
Did you
9:30 in
shake
the
it up?
morning.
Yeah, you didn't shake it up.
You're gonna shake it up?
Yeah, you didn't shake it up. Well, good luck on that.
I got this. Hold on.
But Stark Energy, hey, if you want to be a part of Stark Energy, let's go to starknolimits.com/Mark Hoke Show, and you can get on board.
I've never tasted anything like this.
It's good. It's darn tasty.
Is it orange flavored?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's got a little turmeric in there. It's pretty good stuff.
This is gonna wake me up, right?
Yeah,
This is the better
and
version of Red Bull?
less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Anyway, we also want to reach Arctic Blue cooling towels. Guys, go to arcticblu.com and put in the code Mark Hoke Show. 50% off a cooling towel. I don't know what the heck you guys are waiting for. We also are good friends at 3Bet. We got our promo shirts. They're looking sharp. We want to thank 3Bet for doing that, and they've got a 10% off code with radio when you enter that in. And, of course, we've also got our good friends at the PPC Poker Tour. They're taking care of us. Of course, we're the live reporting team for the PPC Poker Tour. And did I forget anybody? Let's take a look. And, of course, BlueRail.net, our website provider, and Black Eagle Sound Design does a lot of our great commercials with the voice, John Lindquist. He's the man.
Yep.
So there you go. So I want to thank all of our great sponsors.
Jesse Caps. Don't forget Jesse Caps.
You're not sponsoring the show.
I'm here, aren't I?
You're here.
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm here.
You are here.
I haven't been. You haven't seen me in like 2 months.
I missed you.
So I'm. I came here.
I almost wanted to hug you, but I changed my mind. Maybe you need some luck. Maybe you need a lucky hug.
I'll give hugs for bad beats.
Okay.
If anybody comes and gives me a hug, I'll listen to their bad beat story.
All right. Well, I think we need to get our first guest on the show, Jesse. So I'm going to ask you to step aside here.
Oh, I thought I was the first, second, and third guest.
Well, you're a co-host. You're not the official guest. Scott Ball gets to be the official first guest.
Good.
Here on our live shows here at the World Series of Poker. And, of course, it's on Twitch. which he
Twitch.
should be very happy about.
I got my fist button.
Yeah, so get the heck out of the way and let
All
Scott
right.
get in here.
Thanks, guys.
It's all good.
All right, Scott.
So,
I'm gonna try really hard.
so Scott, of course, also a member of the Las Vegas Moneymakers.
Yeah.
Now, what's going on there, though? You guys got to pick it up a little bit. I'm heartbroken here. We need some points.
I promise. It's
not your fault. You're winning.
I'm doing well.
You are. You know,
or I guess not well, but better. But no, we need to step it up. There's we have so many good players on the team, and we've ran pretty bad, and I think we made some bad decisions, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can turn that around. We need to make the semifinals.
you have to. Dude, it's the Las Vegas
And
Moneymakers.
to not play at TwitchCon. The semifinals are at TwitchCon. So to not get to play at TwitchCon would be
Hideous. Heartbreaking.
I have
Destructive.
a feeling the amount of flack I would catch from my coworkers for the rest of my life would be it'd be bad. You know
I
what
couldn't
mean?
I couldn't imagine.
So I'm gonna I hope I get to play a bunch this summer because it's all heads up matches and I feel really good right now in that heads up sit and go format. So I think I'm actually gonna play a match here next week too.
Well, and I got to say that, even though you're on the team and a lot of people are critical about you being part of the Global Poker League as one of the players because, they don't know how good you are. And obviously, there's professionals that, if you were looking at it and said, well, I'd rather have so-and-so than Scott Ball on the team. But you've done more than hold your own. But what's this experience been like for you kind of hopping in with some pretty, some of the best players in the world and taking them on day in and day out?
Sure, yeah, no, it's been fun. The first thing I say is most people have no idea how much I play. There's very few players that know how much I play and what games I play. I play a lot. I play I work 40, 50 hours a week, and I play/study another 30 to 40. And I've done that for the last few years.
Okay.
And poker is a big, big part of my life, and I'm very passionate about it. In terms of playing with these guys, it's fun because I like to challenge myself. I want to be really great at this game, and I think the only way you become great is by playing with great players.
Agreed.
And people that have been critical of it, that's fine. Right now, I'm points leading for my team. I've also not played the most matches on my team. I think I don't know if anyone else has actually won this. I don't think I'm the only 6 max winner. In my heads-up matches I've played, I've done well in 2. So for people that are critical, it's fine. Everyone's going to have their own opinions on things. And yeah, there's better players out there that could have been drafted. But I think that the Twitch community likes me playing. I think that I'm definitely holding my own so far. And I'm going to continue to prove that the whole summer. I have no doubts that I can play with these people.
Man, I like that. That is the power of positivity right there, brother. Gotta love it. Well, of course, Twitch has taken the world by storm, the poker world by storm, and adding into an already strong gaming community. What has it been like for you guys over the past year and a half or 2 years of being a part of poker and seeing what contributions that Twitch has made to the sport?
I mean, it's been pretty unreal. The Twitch community has been let me rephrase, the poker community has embraced Twitch so much and so fast, and the Twitch community has embraced poker very quickly. And that is something that I don't think a lot of people realize how big of a deal that is. There are similar industries. I mean, poker is a game in reality, right?
Yep.
In my opinion, it's actually a video game. If you're playing online poker, you're staring at a screen, clicking buttons just like someone does that plays, say, Hearthstone or StarCraft or whatever. Just some games click buttons faster and different kinds of things, right? There's similar communities, but the way the industries have embraced each other is a really big deal. I think that poker has, I think that the content in poker is great, and I think that it needed another vehicle to help get the word out there on how great of a game poker really is. And I think that so far Twitch has been a valuable platform simply because the content on the site is so good, and there's so many great broadcasters all the time, and they work so hard. They make my job pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
When they have so much talent, but it's been pretty unreal. It's just everything's happened so fast, and everything still continues to go so fast that it's never boring. It's always exciting.
Well, where do you move forward from here at this point? I mean, obviously, there's more and more programming coming on there, but do you guys want to see this, taking some of your shows to like a cable outlet or anything like that? Is there anything like that in the works to really push Twitch in a larger direction?
So in terms of pushing Twitch in a larger direction, Twitch is already like massive. It's the site itself gets over 100 million unique users every month. So when you think of like something and how long the users stay on the site is also, it's a big number. So I don't think it's about necessarily, rather than for growing poker, I don't think it's, my focus is on how to make Twitch bigger. It's how to make poker bigger. My goal for poker is to help cause another poker boom with all these content creators we have and help grow the game. And I think when we think from that perspective, it's about finding ways to make the content even better than it already is. And honestly, I think there's some great content creators, guys like Jason Somerville, he's a crusher. But I also don't think that the most optimal way of streaming poker has even been figured out yet. So I think it's finding more ways to innovate poker content itself, finding the best way to stream it, finding the best way to interact with the chat, finding the best way to include a chat. For like live broadcasts, finding ways to get big Twitch broadcasters involved in live broadcasts. Like if you go watch some of these big event final tables that they have, a lot of times if you watch them on Twitch, there's like a few thousand viewers, 4,000 or 5,000 viewers, when I think it could be way more if there was anyone from the Twitch community involved. Yes, it's hard to have someone just make every final table, but that being said, like commentating, right? I think that's really important that we figure out a way to integrate more of the Twitch community into these broadcasts to make the numbers bigger and draw more new people to the game.
Well, one thing I saw that came up was really interesting was there was a combination Hearthstone and poker event coming up, and of course
that already happened.
Yeah, and I remember seeing about that, and I just was like, wow, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, that was great. Me, Doug Polk, and Maria Ho all got beat heads up by Hearthstone players.
Wow.
You know that?
No, I didn't. I was on a little side
me,
hiatus.
Doug Polk, and Maria Ho all got beat in poker by 3 Hearthstone players. Heads up. Straight
Wow.
up, heads up. We just got smashed. It was great.
I'm sorry.
No, it was the most embarrassing thing ever. But somehow we won Pac-Man. So.
Well, there you go. That's all you need.
Obviously, I'm just gonna quit poker and become a professional Pac-Man player because that's way more GTO in life. No, but things like that are great. I think we need to experiment. I think that's a great experiment. The GPL, it's a great experiment, right? Like Twitch has this philosophy of experiment to decide, and I love it. That's why Twitch brought poker on. It was an experiment and it worked, so we did way more of it, right?
Yep.
And I think that poker needs to continue to experiment, and that was a great experiment brought to you by Poker Central and the Amazon App Store, actually, is the ones that put that event on. It was really fun. I think we'll do more of that, and I think each time we'll get better. This first time there was some hiccups for sure, but it was a start, and I think it'll continue to get better.
Can we get some swords involved?
Some swords?
Swords, yeah.
Swords. Do you want me to sword fight a Hearthstone player?
Hey, you know what? Whatever it takes, bro. You got to get ratings.
I mean, I think I probably would have an edge in any form of combat sport versus the Hearthstone players or poker players. That's where I would give myself my edge. I have more cauliflower than those guys. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, so what are your plans here at the World Series, for Twitch and for yourself, too? Because obviously, you're in here banging away in the Colossus. And, so what are your plans here for the next 7 weeks?
Sure. I have, for Twitch-wise, the GPL. Content-wise on Twitch, the World Series is actually kind of a tougher time because we don't have that many. All of our broadcasters are here. And unfortunately, in the given state of online poker in the United States, obviously PokerStars is in here. And that means most of my big broadcasters, or I shouldn't say but Twitch's big poker broadcasters aren't even allowed to broadcast while they're here. So content kind of dies down a little bit. I expect the GPL to do really well this time during the series because I think the live games are really exciting. I think live heads-up matches would be really cool. And I think it's premium content, so that should get good viewership. I know some of the broadcasters are staying at home. Like I know Tonka. I don't know if you've seen Tonka's stream, but it's really, really good. He's a great player, too. I don't think he's traveling here until the main, even. I think Jamie Staples and Kevin Martin are going home soon.
Yeah, I just saw Jamie yesterday go.
I think some of those guys will be home streaming still. So hopefully they can kind of... I hope that the people that don't come here the whole time to grind capitalize on that and grow their streams while they're home. Because it's definitely a big opportunity when guys like Jason, Nanonoko, and Elke and all them are playing for a few months to kind of grow their communities a bit. For me, poker-wise, right now I think I have 28 events on my schedule.
Wow.
Hopefully I don't play 28.
Well, yeah.
I don't really want to play 28, but I have that on my schedule, and if I keep bricking, I will. So.
Well, no bricks.
No bricks. Well, we already bricked once, so
Well, this event's not over yet. It does give you a chance for combined bricking, which kind of sucks, but you know.
No, for sure. And it's one of those events that I think you have to be super oi when you go into this event, to be honest, because it's like if there's really 28,000 players and you go into like this, and the structure day one is. I heard a rumor that there was 5,000 players yesterday and only 169 made it through to day two.
Yep.
So I mean, you basically won a tournament to even make it through.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's you have to just kind of go into it and be kind of oi and just approach it with an open mind and not be tilted if you bust. Like originally I was considering playing all 6 flights, and then after yesterday I realized that's a terrible way to start your summer.
Yeah, that's
if you brick 6 times. So now I'm playing 3, which is very, very fine with that. You know?
yeah. Well, it's a good adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people are coming in here just firing away. It's, and it is tough. I mean, you know, you're going down with $3,500 right off the bat. That's a stinger. That'll put a little dent in the wallet. And taking some events away from you possibly.
Yeah,
so
$3,500 is a lot of money. And the other thing is too is that like, I was originally going to play the 10 a.m. flight again today, but I decided to play the 4 p.m. for the sole reason that so many of these people. Like, how long is each day? What time did day 1A end yesterday?
I don't know. That would have been, it was 18 levels, so we're talking probably what?
That's 9 hours.
9 hours plus the breaks. So you're looking
but
at.
there's also the bubble time and everything. I don't think day 1A ended until 9:30 p.m. and they started at 10. So if you play from 10 to 6, bust, re-register for the day 2 flight, and then play all the way through that and bust at the very end of that, and then try to re-register today, you're gonna have played literally 30 hours in 2 days.
Right.
So the reason I chose the 4 p.m. flight today was because I'm going to let all these other guys get tired and not feel great, and I feel like it's just a good spot to sit down and be refreshed and feel good and be in the right mindset while I'm playing.
Yeah, I'm playing the last flight.
It's smart.
I figured that would be the fun one to play. So.
I mean, people will be the most tilted, the most tired, and most of the regs that are going to make it through will already have.
Yep. So should
definitely smart.
Should be pretty. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
How many events are you going to play?
I'm still working on that. I was supposed to play the employees event, but my daughter had an awards ceremony yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So
How many
I
kids
missed
do you
it.
have? I didn't know you had kids.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
That's awesome,
But,
man.
yeah, I got a 7-year-old who I'm taking care of right now. So
that's awesome.
She's enjoying everything. But,
good.
Yeah. So obviously the rest of the way now. Man, I mean, God, you're gonna be so busy. But how are you balancing your responsibilities with Twitch while playing all these poker events too? I mean, that's got to be because people are coming up to you all the time. I mean, you're kind of, I wouldn't say you're like a Phil Hellmuth type celebrity, but everybody knows who you are, and they've got to be bugging the hell out of you.
It's never a bother. I love it. And to be honest with you, when I get tired and I can't do it anymore, I leave. So if anyone sees me, I hope I'm very approachable, and I hope I'm a nice guy to come up to and talk to, because as soon as I get to the point where I'm too tired to interact with people, I just try to go home and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I owe it to everyone, because these people are kind of like people that have. I would not be where I am today without them, is the way I see it at all. Like literally, the Twitch community growing is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's solely on them. Yes, I've worked really hard, but if no one would have liked it, if no one would have broadcasted and no one would have liked the content, well, then it wouldn't have worked anyways, and I would have been back to square one. So how do I balance my responsibilities? So first of all, I work a lot. I don't take days off. So this morning I was up at a good time in the morning. I was doing all my emails and having a bunch of meetings and calling people on my way in here. And then yesterday, as soon as I busted, I went home and I got back on the work grind. Tomorrow, I might not play at all, and I work 7 days a week. So if as soon as I finish a tournament, I'm working. As soon as if I wake up in the morning, I work. I work before I go to bed. There's no way I could ever let anything get in the way of my responsibilities. So I really make it a priority, and when it's that big of a priority, it just gets done.
Well, Scott, we do appreciate all the efforts that you're making for the poker community.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, Twitch has been a godsend to the industry, and you guys have done a fantastic job. Anything else you want to mention about Twitch before we let you roll on and get ready to try and take down the Colossus?
That'd be nice. No, not really. Just that I appreciate everyone. Hey, man. Just that I appreciate everyone watching and supporting these broadcasters, and helping me live my dream, because that's what you guys are all doing. It's awesome. It's really fun.
All right. Well, Scott, thanks for being guest number 1 here at the 2016 World Series of Poker. We do appreciate it.
Me, man. Thanks for having me. Take care, everybody. Bye.
All right, there you go. Scott Ball joining us, the Twitch master, the king o' Twitch, for us anyway. But very happy to have him join us on the show. And it looks like we're going to wait to do a commercial break because our next guest is standing here and not TJ. Oh, my God, TJ Schulman in the house. But I got to tell you, I am so excited because I am a baseball junkie, as you guys all know. I love the game. I can watch baseball 24/7. Well, maybe 23/6. But this gentleman has been such a part of baseball history, and we are thrilled to have him here at the World Series of Poker and joining us on the Mark Hoke Show. John Burkett.
Hey, Mark.
An honor to have you on. Just talk into that
Thanks
mic from the. Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, John, first, what are you doing here? What's going on?
I'm actually here bowling in a PBA 50 event. What was actually the U.S. Open that was over at Suncoast, and then figured I'd come over here and play the Colossus.
No, well, that's not a bad decision.
Yeah.
So
I took up poker after I retired from baseball in 03.
Okay.
And got really hooked on it and read some books and did the thing that everybody else does. Listen to podcasts and stuff like that. And I really enjoy it. So any chance I get, I try to find a poker room and partake.
How much poker gets played in those clubhouses? I mean, really.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't that much whenever I was playing. The poker really got big after the moneymaker thing, and that was 02, right?
Yeah.
So I retired in 03. We played on the airplanes, and they played like Blu-ray, and there wasn't any hold'em going on. I didn't play very much then.
Okay.
But like I said, after I retired, then I got into it.
One thing, looking back on your career, and I didn't realize until I really took a hard look a little while ago how many momentous occasions you've been at with baseball, how many great teams you were a part of. I mean, your career has been something else. I mean, you were part of the 9/11 game.
Right.
Just all sorts of, the Cowboy Up Red Sox team, the Braves division champions. I mean, what a run it was for you. I mean,
Thank you. It was a lot of fun, and I think the best team I played on, we didn't even make the playoffs, which was the '93 Giants.
Oh, I still
Bonds came to us, and we won 103 games that year and didn't make the playoffs. I think it's the last 100 win team to not make the playoffs. That was the year before the wild cards were put in place. So we lost to the Braves, 104 wins.
I remember that. That was so heartbreaking because that team. I mean, you won 22 games that year. Swift had 20. You had 21 wins as well. I mean, that was just an incredible team, and to not see that team make the playoffs, oh my God!
The Braves were pretty amazing too. I think they went 50 and 14 or something in the second half, and we had like a 10-game lead at the All-Star break. I think 9 or 10-game lead, and then they ran the board and got all the way to like a 3.5-game lead on us with like 9 left. And I was proud of our team, because we came back and actually tied it, with the last game of the year. The Braves swept the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
For the season.
They
won 13-0, including the last game of the year, and they played a day game in Atlanta, and we played a day game in L.A. And we lost our last game, and that was the difference. But the Red Sox team in 03 was the year before they won the World Series. I missed the World Series by 1 year 4 times.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got traded from Florida to Texas, and that was 96, and they won it in 97. The Giants, I got caught up at 90. They were in it in 89.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Red Sox, obviously 03, they won it in 04. And what was the other year? I think the Braves were in it the year before I got there. Yeah, I think they were in it in '99 or something, and I came in 2000. So that was rough.
But still, a terrific career. I mean, in that Red Sox team, the Cowboy Up team. And I know, being an Orioles guy, I knew what Kevin Millar brought to a team. What was it like being in that clubhouse with a guy like that? Just, getting everybody so perked up and excited. I mean, it just seemed like you guys were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great time. It was a great team. David Ortiz was a great guy also. We had a lot of good guys. Veritek, Derek Lowe, Wakefield. I mean, it was a really fun team to be on. Like you said, we had the fans were behind us that year, and Millar came up with the cowboy up thing, and it caught on. So it was a special year. But then the next year they won the World Series, and I was at home, and it was like your best friend having a party, and you weren't invited. So that was kind of tough, but yeah, that was a fun team for sure.
Yeah, as an Orioles fan, it was still hard to root against that team. It really was. You guys, it just looked like you're having so much fun with that group. So, yeah, but
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What is your most memorable moment in baseball? What if you had to pick 1 second out to say, man, I wish I could go back and be a part of that again, what would it be?
Probably the 1996 season. I got traded from Florida on August 8th, and the Rangers had a 1-game lead. And we ended up getting in the playoffs. First Ranger team to ever make the playoffs, and I pitched Game 1 of the division series. And I pitched a complete game against the Yankees and David Cohn. We weren't really given a chance to win.
Yeah.
And I pitched a complete game, 6-2 victory over the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. I remember warming up in the bullpen, and people were like throwing hot dogs at me and stuff when I was warming up. It was pretty crazy.
Those damn Yankees.
It was electric.
I hate those.
The stadium
Yankees.
was electric, man. It was so to answer your question, that was probably it for me.
What from your baseball career do you carry over to poker when you play? The mentality, the physical. What really do you take lessons that you take from baseball to bring to
That's a good question. I really think I tell people that it's a lot like pitching. Playing poker is a lot like pitching. When you get Tony Gwynn out, a specific way the first time, especially for a starting pitcher. If I get Tony Gwynn out a certain way his first time up, I better have a different way to get him out the next time because he's going to be ready for it, right? And in poker, when you extract chips from somebody, usually you're going to have to come up with a different way or a different line, to get the chips off of them the next time. And it's a thinking game back and forth. Same with pitching and facing a hitter. It's just back and forth. Trying to stay one step ahead of your opponent, and I think poker's a lot like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And and you've done well bowling here in your career too. After all this was over, tell us a little bit about the professional bowling that you're doing.
I've bowled all my life, and that's how I met TJ Schulman. He was staking guys, on the tour, and I met him like in '94 or something like that. But I've been doing it all my life, and I wanted to turn pro out of high school, and I got drafted in baseball, so I did that first, and then now I turned 50 last year, so I decided to take on the senior tour, and it's a lot of fun. I finished 4th one time last year, so I made the show and finished 4th with my best finish. I finished 15th in the U.S. Open, and then we just bowled the U.S. Open, and I ended up finishing 40th this year, but I cashed. But I cashed 7 out of 9 events last year, and I've cashed 3 out of 5, I think, so far this year. And I got to go to Fountain Valley after this. I'm going to play a couple days of poker, and then I got to go to Fountain Valley, and Brentwood is the next 2 stops.
Unless you win this thing, of course.
Yeah, right. Then I might have to skip it.
You might have to bag it if you make day 3. Just a thought.
He said, "Now tell me you're not going to," because I love bowling, and I always tell him, I'm not going to miss bowling to play poker. But he said, "Yeah, tell me you're not going to skip the bowling tournament if you make it deep in this tournament." I said, "Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, I guess."
Yeah, I think it's a must.
It's a long way off, though. It's a lot. They're expecting over 30,000 players.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll probably be in 25 to 30. Yeah,
okay.
so
yeah, I haven't read up on it a lot, but because I've just been busy with bowling, but. Yeah, I've heard the stories. Last year, did they get to 30,000 last year?
I think it was like 22, 23, somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah, so
a lot of people.
Just a few.
Crazy. Yeah.
Just a few.
I'm sure you have to get pretty lucky, right, to win this thing.
A little bit. I'm sure there's going to be a little luck along the way. But I got to tell you, this has just been an honor for me to have you come on the show as as a baseball fan.
Pleasure, I don't mind at all. I like talking about poker and bowling and things like that. So.
Cool.
It's great meeting you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we wish you the best of luck. Are we going to see you playing any more poker during the World Series at all? Are you going to swing back up?
I played it last year and finished like 230 something out of 4,200. I guess they had last year. So I made a pretty good run there. Ace King against the Aces. Had Ace King and
I'm sure TJ taught you exactly how to play that hand.
Yeah, well, I four bet shipped it with like 70,000, and he had me covered. He made like a 5x 3 bet, and I thought it was kind of weak. I thought he might have king, queens, or jacks or something like that, and I'd be willing to race. And I thought maybe he'd fold, like tens or jacks or something like that. But of course, when I said all in, he said, "Did he say all in?"
Oh God!
And I knew he had aces.
That's like watching a ball get hit over the fence pretty hard.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, so that stunk. It was a good run, a lot of fun. But if I could have slipped through that hand, that'd have been nice. I think I'd have had like 80 big blinds or something.
Yeah.
If I'd have won that hand.
Well, we
hopefully get another chance. I'm going to be back for that again. Yeah, I think it's the 16th. So after I do the 2 bowling stops in California, then it works out perfect with the senior event here. It starts right after that. So.
Yep. Sounds great. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody, you got a new guy to root for. If you weren't rooting for John Burkett before, here's your chance to follow him. And do you have Twitter, Facebook, anything?
Yeah, at Berkey33 Twitter.
All right, so there you go. Follow this guy, and I got to tell you once again, an honor. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
There we go, John Burkett. Wow, 22 wins. God, it's so sick. So sick. So there you go, guys. See, this is what it's all about here at the World Series of Poker. You're going to run into great professionals, your friends, celebrities, whatever, is going to be a great experience. So we'd love to have you get down here to the Rio and be a part of it. And thanks to TJ Schulman for setting that up for me, by the way. Really do appreciate it. All right, so we're scheduled to have Neil Blumenfield coming down here a little bit. We have to get a commercial break in, so we're going to step back for a little bit and let you get to say hi to some of our great sponsors of the show. And guys, you need to support these companies. They have supported poker. They're supporting the show, and put a lot of effort into it, and we really do appreciate every one of them. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show. Neil Blumenfield's scheduled to show up here in a little bit, so hopefully we'll get Neil on, and we will be right back.
With a WSOP coming up, you can now win a seat in the Colossus with a U-State Colossus seat giveaway. It's the dream of every poker player to play in the biggest events in the world or to have a piece of their favorite championship players. Now, with ustate.com, that dream can become a reality. ustate.com offers you a chance to put up staking packages for the events that you want to play or buy pieces of top professionals for as little as $20. Using a safe and secure payment and payout process, all transactions are done with full transparency, so you know where your investments are and that they're handled properly. And the best part is, anyone can participate at ustate.com, from the amateur to the top poker pro. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for free at ustate.com and get in on the exciting poker action now. Sign up now using promo code MarkHokeShow and get free entry to the Colossus seat giveaway. One entry for signing up and earn another entry when you back a player. It's sports staking, simple and secure. ustate.com. If you're into sports cards and memorabilia, you have got to check out Brickus Breaks. Very much like a poker tourney, you buy into a break and have a shot to get autographed jerseys and sports cards. Score unbelievable collectibles in heart-stopping fashion from one of the most trusted names in poker, Josh Brickus. Josh Brickus. Use code WSOP for $5 off any group break in the store. Check it out at joshbrickus.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Brickus Breaks. So don't wait. Make your sports collecting dreams come true today with Brickus Breaks. We've all had that incredible poker hand we wanted to tell our friends about. The Share My Pair app is how to do it. Share My Pair is new and improved with remarkably faster hand entry, streamlined app navigation, updated graphics, plus more flexibility in managing notifications. Just enter your hand information and instantly create an engaging poker hand animation that you can seamlessly post and share on Twitter and Facebook. Use Share My Pair to learn from top pro players Phil Hellmuth, Greg Raymer, Jonathan Little, Faraz Jaka, and others who use the app to share their most interesting, instructional, and memorable hands. Get Share My Pair for free in the App Store and now in Google Play for Android. And visit sharemypair.com. Play it, post it, share it at sharemypair.com.
The WSOP is back again. Is your poker game better than it was last year? Here's two-time bracelet winner and lead instructor at thepokeracademy.com, Rep Porter.
A simple way to really improve your tournament game is to get better at accumulating chips. When you have a healthier stack, it's easier to run deeper, it's easier to cash, it's easier to make the final table, and most importantly, you're going to win more money. We have a great free 8-part video series that will help you consistently build a bigger chip stack. We call it our Chips as Weapons series.
Get your free videos at thepokeracademy.com/Mark. That's thepokeracademy.com/Mark.
The heat is on. Whether you're in a major poker tournament, out on the golf course, sweating it up at the gym, or keeping the kids cool on a hot summer day, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel, which is officially licensed by NASCAR. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. It's lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy wherever you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, top sportsmen, poker players, EMTs, and the drivers of NASCAR today. Things are heating up everywhere, so don't wait. Visit ArcticBLU.com today. Enter the discount code Mark Hoke Show and get an incredible 50% discount for all loyal listeners of the Mark Hoke Show. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot, so pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
This is Jim Feist in fabulous Las Vegas. If you're serious about winning and getting armed with information, free stats, videos, and top plays at jimfeist.com, plus free picks daily, just dial 1-888-294-1970. That's 1-888-294-1970, or text GAME to 25827, and we'll send you free plays right to your cell phone. Beat the books with the Vegas pros each and every day. 1-888-294-1970, or go to jimfeist.com.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, and we are back, everybody. Oh, Jesse Capps is here for about 30 seconds.
Here for 30 seconds, okay.
Yeah, I gotta move you over a little bit. I gotta move you a little bit.
All right, what are we talking about for 30 seconds?
Well, Jesse, what are we talking about? We're gonna be talking about our next guest.
All right.
I got that music cranked up there, man. I'll tell you what, that ad loop, I gotta tone that down a little. It's a little loud. I know you can't hear it, but how's that Stark Energy drink? You didn't shake it though.
I didn't shake it. I missed out on the shake it.
Yeah, that's an important part because you got to get that turmeric all through.
We're gonna find out because I'm gonna drink this and then I'm gonna play the Colossus. So
all right,
I'm
there's a voucher right there.
Know. So we're gonna find out if Stark Energy is the key to success.
Hey, you know what?
What's the is it got a slogan? We gotta make a slogan for it.
There is a slogan for it.
Yeah.
And I'm punish the pain. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, punish the pain.
Punish the pain.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's got anti-inflammatories and everything. Well, Jesse, I hate to do it, but I got to throw you out here for a little bit. But hang around.
All right, the guy's coming on.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
The guy.
The fedora. The man. This is one of the
legend,
nicest,
right?
one of the nicest guys in poker. So Jesse, get the hell out of here, and let me get Neil Blumenfield on. Of course, the third place finisher in the World Series of Poker main event last year. America's darling. Everybody loves this guy. It's unbelievable. So we'll let him get settled in here as we get ready to have him on the Mark Hoke Show. Neil, welcome back.
Thanks, Mark.
How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful, and everybody does not love me.
Who? Well, who doesn't love you? Here, we'll just move in there a little bit on that.
I was playing a tournament. This was between July and November, and so it was kind of an interesting time. This was at Seminole Hard Rock in Florida, and that was a time when a lot of people didn't know who I was, because unless you were really following the main event and really tuned in, nothing was on TV yet, so you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing in a tournament, and this guy on my left is big stack, and I'm getting a pretty good read on him, and I wind up calling him down 2 consecutive very big pots, without much, won both of them, and he didn't love me. He was like, great. He cursed me. He said, I curse you.
Oh,
so
my God.
So I said, I guess you're not rooting for me in November. But of course, he had no clue who I was. But I just want to tell you, there's one guy that doesn't love me, that guy.
Okay, fair enough. Well, he might love you now.
He might. I don't know. Maybe he does now.
Well, for losing a poker tournament, you still scored pretty big, about $3.3 million-ish. Take us through that experience again. I mean, now you've had a little bit of time to reflect on it, because I know we talked pretty close to after the World Series ended,
right.
But now we're back here again. What changed? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, so everything is definitely more in perspective, but if anything, I'm more appreciative of the experience in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so special, and I know how fortunate I was to go through that, and it was just a great time. And the money was obviously great, and I'd be bullshitting if I say anything different. But having friends and family there, having 100 people there rooting for me, some people who were friends from early on who I hadn't talked to in years, some people who I just met in the last few months and have become friends, that was great. And then since November, I've made so many great friends playing
terrific.
poker. It's just been spectacular. So it's humbling, and it's great. And the other thing that's put it in perspective more is I wrote some very big checks in April, so that took that 3.4 down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you did. But the question is, did you get a hat sponsorship?
No hat sponsorship.
You got to be kidding me.
So Burns.
My God.
Burns still is with me. I'm still wearing the Burns custom hats. They're still great. I still promote them, but no sponsorships. I'm wearing a Pascaline Paris patch here.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
That's okay.
But
she's actually carrying Burns' hat, so it's indirect.
Okay, so indirect. But you know what? You give me a phone number for that company. I'm making a phone call on your behalf.
Okay.
Just give me 10%. That's all I ask.
There you go.
Well, so what is your schedule like now here for this year's World Series? Obviously, I'm sure things have changed a little bit. You might be playing a few more events. What's different for you, and how involved are you going to be this year?
Yeah, so it's real different. This is the first time ever that I've been here without a day job. So I'm here for 6 weeks, basically.
Okay.
I'll play 10, 12 events. I'll probably play the Colossus 6 times. I'm 4 in, so but we're only counting that as one. So that's real different. And it's funny because I was at a table yesterday and some guy says to me, "Wow, you look a lot younger in person than you did on TV." And I said, well, that's because I actually do look younger now than I did in November, because I don't get up for 7 o'clock conference calls anymore. I have no day job. I get up, do I want to play poker today or not? Yeah, sounds like a good day to play poker. So that's really good. It puts like a permanent smile on your face.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. So what, with some of the other guys that were there, and who did you bond with on that final table? Was there anybody that you really became close to after all that was over?
Yeah. So I'm in touch with Max, and we've had dinner a couple times. We hang out. Zvi, I see a lot, and we've had dinner a couple times. We had dinner in Prague. I see Joe and Josh all the time. Talk to them. I actually haven't seen Kanuli. I haven't seen Patrick. Haven't seen Federico. I played with Pierre in Prague.
Okay.
But Max and Zvi are friends that I see, and we do stuff together.
What would you advise anybody who finds themselves in the position that you were last year? Now that you've really had some time to look back and say, okay, this is what I did right. This is what I wish I could have maybe changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Take us through your thought process on if you were coaching somebody tomorrow going into the November 9. What would you say?
Yeah. Well, the first thing is I would suggest get a coach and work on your game. Mm-hmm. It's such a great opportunity to do that, and I intended to be the most improved player in November at the final table. And honestly, since I was probably the weakest player there in July, it was a small hurdle to get to. But we worked really hard. Amir Leavat, who was my coach, was spectacular. I mean, absolutely spectacular. And he put together, these simulation teams, Ryan Welch, Matt Stout, Tom Marchese, Justin Young, Brandon Myers. I mean, just rock star. Tom Benvenuto, just great poker players. And that helped a lot. So that's one thing I would suggest is definitely work on your game, take the opportunity. But the other thing is enjoy the moment. When we were there, I'm sure, this is one thing I'm absolutely sure, I had more fun there than anybody else. I had more fun than Joe did.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end, Joe was very happy, but I think I had more fun through the experience than he did, just because I was there to really enjoy it. And, I've had a lot of life experiences, many of them very, very positive, many highs, but, for a poker player, there's nothing better. So I enjoyed the hell out of it, and that's what I was saying. Come in with a smile, and don't worry too much about the lights.
I think that's one thing that being an older player, I'm 46. And I'm sure you're a little younger than me, but you can appreciate that experience more, I think, because you've gone and you've lived life for a while. You understand those ups and downs. Whereas maybe somebody who's 25, 26 years old going into that thing, this is kind of, it's almost like they almost expected to be there, and
right.
And their life, they have so much of their life ahead of them. Do you think that having that perspective is really important? And to help you get through that experience and appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's huge both to get through and do well, because if you're tight, you can't play well. And I think even more importantly, when you're in that position, to really make the most of the situation, to enjoy the whole experience, to bond with your friends, with your family, and to really appreciate that it helps to have some life experience behind you, because like you say, for a guy who's 22, 23 years old who gets there, they think, of course I'm here. I deserve to be here. I'm really good. Without thinking that 98% of the really great poker players are never there ever in their life. I certainly appreciate it, because it's something I certainly fantasized about, but I fantasized about it the same way you fantasize about winning $500 million in the lottery. There was no sense of reality.
Yeah.
So it was, with perspective, I think you can appreciate it a lot more.
Tom McAvoy once said to me on the show that he doesn't think that a player over 50 can win the World Championship again. Do you think a player over 50 can win it?
100% yes. I mean, unhesitatingly yes. So I just, obviously age was a big issue at the final table with Pierre and me there. So we talked about it a lot, and I thought about it a lot. And yeah, I know McAvoy said something like that. Harrington said something very similar. And they were saying basically that it's such a grind, going through the 7 days, 13 hours a day. It's much harder to concentrate when you're 50 or 60 than when you were 22. And we all know that it takes a long time to build a stack in this game, and it is gone in an absolute heartbeat. You make one mistake, and adios. So, first of all, I made a number of mistakes, a number of big mistakes in July, and survived. So that's one thing. But I've been thinking about it a lot since. And while I will admit that there was a time, day 5, late in the day, when I think I played tired and made some tired mistakes. The rest of the mistakes I make no excuses for. They're just because I screwed up. but day 5, I think I made a couple of tired mistakes. But having got to know a lot of world-class players who are in their 20s and 30s, I've decided that they're not winning because they're young. They're winning because they work their butts off on the game. And as I started thinking more and more about it, I think, okay, so Ryan D'Angelo is a friend of mine. I know how much he works on his game. So Ryan is kind of newly married, but he has basically, he doesn't have a lot of distractions. His wife is a poker player. So for him to play, a tournament for 8 hours, then play 4 hours online, then study for another 6, it's all cool. He can do that. you get to be 40, 50 years old, and all of a sudden you've got a family, you've got kids, you've got to walk the dog, you got to go to the kids' Little League game, you got work to do on the house, you got a contractor coming to give you a bid on the roof. All of a sudden, life's giving you a zillion distractions. And so when you get older, even if you have the initiative to want to spend that much time working on your game, life really distracts you away from it. So I think the big difference between the 22-year-old player and the 52-year-old player is not that the 22-year-old, has better cognitive powers and has more, ability to withstand long periods of sitting at the table. I think he just works harder. He's just working harder on his game, and that's what pays off. And I've talked to a lot of people since I wrote this blog a couple weeks ago, and I'm getting a lot of reinforcement that that's actually true. So I think that's the deal. And I think as older players start realizing that you really got to work on the math, there's a zillion online tools. Used to be just Poker Stove. Now there's PO Solver, there's Flopzilla. There's a zillion tools to help you work on your game. And I know exactly one guy who's over 50 who spends like 10, 12 hours a day on his game. A guy named Dave Stam, and he has gotten great in a pretty short period of time. Mm-hmm. So I expect him to make a splash here, and I think as soon as the old smart guys who have a little bit of math background figure it out, they'll be at the final table and they'll be winning it.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope we see you at a couple final tables here at the World Series of Poker this year, and dare to dream a little dream, get back there. It's nearly impossible to do, but we've seen it done. So maybe you can pull off another feat and throw that fedora in the air with a world championship.
Yeah, I keep telling Pascal not to set her heart on getting back there, but she's insisting on me getting there again.
Oh, I bet.
I would love to make a final table at some event here this year, and a deep run in the main would also obviously be awesome. But I'm here just to work, and as Amir keeps telling me, there's a ton of variance in the game, and if you don't cash it all, you shouldn't be disappointed. And I'll be disappointed, but not surprised. No.
Well, I know a lot of people are going to be rooting for you to do well this year. Always a pleasure, Neil. Thank you so much. And make sure when I get off the air, stop back sometime. I'll get you a T-shirt.
All right, cool.
All right. Yeah, it'll match your hat, too.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks for coming over, Neil. I appreciate it. There you go. The third-place finisher, last year's World Series of Poker main event, Neil Blumenfield joining us on the Mark Hoke Show, live from the World Series of Poker. Class act all the way. I got to tell you, one of those guys that you hope ends up being a great ambassador for the game. We certainly do appreciate him coming on the show. All right, let's take one more commercial break, and then we're going to wrap this up. Of course, the next flight, 1C or 1D of the Colossus, is going to be kicking off here in about a half an hour. So we're looking forward to seeing that, and hopefully Neil's bullet's going to hit the bullseye this time and get him into day two. Look forward to it. But let's step back, take a break, and we'll be right back with more here from the 2016 World Series of Poker on the Mark Hoke Show right after this.
The PPC Poker Tour continues an incredible 2016 as Season 4 rolls on. June features 2 great events as we hit the Isle Casino in Pompano Beach, Florida, with a $110,000 guaranteed tournament, June 13th through the 16th, and a $200,000 guaranteed event at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut, June 24th through the 26th. And July features the PPC North America Championship at Tampa Bay Down, July 14th through the 24th, with a $100,000 guaranteed main event, plus other great stops at Naples, Fort Myers, Florida, and Ho Chunk in Wisconsin. And of course, all roads lead to the PPC Aruba World Championship in November. For more information, go to ppcpokertour.com, ppcpokertour.com, and get in on the action. We are the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? Need to get the extra edge in your poker game but can't find the answers? Action Junkie Poker is your solution. The Junkies will train you to take your poker game to levels you never thought possible. Action Junkie Poker works together with you every day with one goal in mind: to help you win. Their unique Iron Sharpens Iron training method features 24/7 support, live on-site and group training, over 300 hours of coaching content, group chat, and a true family atmosphere, making sure you can't go wrong with Action Junkie Poker. Plus, they even have the gear to help you look the part as well. For more information on Action Junkie Poker, call 702-859-7676, 702-859-7676, and visit ActionJunkiePoker.com right now. We coach, we sell gear, we create game killers. Action Junkie Poker.
I know what you're thinking. Why would I need a voiceover production company? Does your company need a commercial for radio or television? Are you looking to do an audiobook or web presentation? Then you need a voiceover production company. Black Eagle Sound Design is home to some of the finest voice actors, producers, and engineers in the business. Log on now to besd.us and find out more. Black Eagle Sound Design will be there with you and your project every step of the way. On time, on target, and at a price you can afford. Visit us at besd.us.
Looking for an energy drink that can amp you up and get your body performing at its max capacity? The search is over. Stark Energy is here. This proprietary blend, including turmeric and glucosamine, is packed with inflammation fighters, and its unique formula will help you maximize your workouts and daily activities. Stark Energy's all-in-one blend will continue to provide energy while supplying a recovery element to a post-workout regime. It's all natural with 0 carbs and only 5 calories. Uses all natural stevia sweetener and has less caffeine than a cup of coffee. So what are you waiting for? Visit StarkNoLimits.com/Mark Hoke Show right now. Try one today. Energize and punish the pain with Stark Energy.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Boy, it's amazing. You just hit a button and there you are. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Our first on-site live show here at the World Series of Poker. 3 fantastic guests already. Plus, you got some Jesse Caps, too, which isn't bad. Well, I don't know. Hopefully it's not. But we're having a great time here. We got a lot of players filtering in here, getting their seats all warmed up for Flight 1D of the Colossus. Very exciting as we're just watching it's nuts. Got to say, for the most part, there have been a little bit of registration issues just because of how they structured it to make sure that people couldn't re-enter the same flight. But otherwise, I got to tell you, the World Series has done a fantastic job this year. Just about all the problems that were there for last year's tournament, well, they've got them all squared up, and people are pretty happy. And the only thing we have heard is just, structures moving a little faster this year, and, it's the way it goes sometimes. It's a $565 buy-in when it comes down to it, but somebody is going to be walking out of here with $1 million And at least it's going to be a heck of a weekend here at the WSOP. And speaking of that, give me 1 second here. Let's pull that schedule up. Just take a look at what is coming here at the World Series of Poker over the next week or so, just to give you an idea of the schedule if you want to come down. Of course, those daily deep stack tournaments are always a great value, and certainly a good opportunity for you to dip your toe in the water before you dive in. With some $185 and $135, $365 tournaments going on, and we would be thrilled to see you down here playing in those. Of course, coming up, we've got the Colossus rolling on here. One more flight tonight, 2 more tomorrow. We'll see you guys on flight 2F. So you better watch out for me, because I'll be trying to survive and pick up my first World Series of Poker cash. I'm going to do it this year. I smell it. Maybe I'll drink some Stark Energy drink. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But also coming up on Saturday, we have event number 3. That is the $10,000 7-card stud championship. Expect to see some of the great names in the game duking it out for that championship as a 3-day event. And I almost want to yell at Zach Grunberg's over there. Hey, Zach. I'm going to see if we can rope this guy in here real quick. I'm on the air. You want to say hi to everybody real quick? What? I'm on the air. You want to say hi to everybody? Sure. Look at this. I'll tell you. I love this guy, by the way. We've also got coming up on Sunday, we've got the $1,000 top-up turbo. That should be quality entertainment on that one, a new event. Also on Sunday, $1,500 Dealer's Choice 6-handed tournament. And Monday, $1,500 No Limit Hold'em and a $1,500 Deuce to 7 draw lowball on Monday. And we'll hit Tuesday, too, event number 8, the $1,500 horse and the $10,000 Heads Up No Limit Hold'em Championship. Zach, you should be in that Heads Up Championship.
Yeah, I should be, but
just lean in there a little bit, brother.
Focus in on, I don't know, just like these better value tournaments and not like expending a lot of energy. Like heads up tournaments take a lot of focus, lots of energy. I mean, honestly, probably like bankroll wise, it wouldn't be smart for me to play it. I could probably sell action, but like the people that play that tournament are like, all the biggest names of the biggest names. I'm over here trying to make day 2 of the Colossus, and it's like really hard. Just because it's like 18, it's not like the field is awesome, but playing 18 levels, you're playing through 3,000, 6,000 blinds. It's 30-minute blind levels. It's like a turbo.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm currently doing right now, and just trying to like focus on. I'm doing a new routine. I'm eating healthy. I'm just focusing on ways like to get that little mental edge that I think is like really big in tournament poker, especially when it's like 2 months long marathon. We're here for. So that's just like what's important. I think is to just stay focused. And like the top up turbo, like I don't understand. Like what, you have to play a $55 satellite to get like the extra chips, or buy them for $1,000?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like weird because like I think it's like the top, or you play a 10-man sit and go, and the top 3 get the extra 5,000 chips. But like, so obviously buying them the extra 1,000 for an extra $1,000 to the 5,000 chips is just not smart. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it's. I'm sure it's just like to promote, like the online WSOP.com. But it's obviously it'll be a sweet tournament regardless. The whole schedule, everything's better this year. The Copac cards are 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, we didn't mention that on my show over the past few weeks. But yeah, the Modianos are gone and Copac is back. Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, I don't understand how you have the World Series of Poker and you have an issue with the cards. Like I'm sure it's a sponsorship thing, but like those cards, I mean, were atrocious, and people thought maybe they allowed more cheating and stuff like that. I mean, it was just stupid. And these Copacs are awesome, so super pumped about that. And there's like been like no line for the Colossus. How is that even possible? It's better ran.
They've done a fantastic job. I don't think anybody's going to be complaining like they were last year at all.
Way better.
Yeah. So, well, Zach, what have you been up to since we talked to you last? It's been a little while since we had you on the show.
Pretty much literally just like hanging out with my girlfriend and just like doing life stuff. I got big into like philosophy books, so like I'm like taking a whole different approach this past year. I was like losing weight, gaining weight. I mean, I've been playing poker here and there, but not as much as I did last year coming into the series, because I didn't want to be burned out like prior, to the series. I think like I came in real fresh, and like I've already noticed like last year I was like when I would bust I'd get pretty like depressed and like on tilt, and I'm not like that this year. I'm just it is what it is, and I think that's like what the best players do is if they bust they just move on to the next one, and it's like not really any second thoughts. Like take what you can, maybe how you played some hands like poorly, whatever, but just like focus on the next one. Oh, what's up, Mav? I think that's like the whole thing, and have fun while you're doing it, man. Because I know so many people get so miserable, and it's like we're in Vegas playing poker.
Yeah, there's worse things you could be doing.
Yeah,
we could be at the World Series of ditch digging, or porta potty cleaning, or something like that.
Yeah, well that'd be the worst. That's way worse.
So how's the sobriety going? You doing okay there? Everything going well?
Totally sober. It's like almost 2.5 years now. So
awesome.
Yeah, no slips, no anything. I mean, it's just like second nature to me at this point. I don't really give it any thought, but I know there's people that have like decades clean and relapse, so it's always there. But for me, it's not a concern as of this current moment. I mean, hopefully it stays that way. But I think overall, like that's one of the things that like when I'm like getting down in life or anything, because people have ups and downs, that's life. But I'm always like, hey, well, I'm sober, so like. Sobriety, it was definitely the best decision I ever made to get sober. Happy to still be sober.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the girlfriend's still sticking around, huh?
The girlfriend is still,
wow.
That's the biggest surprise of all.
Wow.
That's probably the best.
How much did you have to pay her?
I don't know. I actually don't pay her anything.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. You really got lucky there.
Yeah, I don't understand because I'm like I don't understand. I'm not that great of a god, but she loves me. I love her, and I miss her. And she's coming out a little bit, but she's not coming for the whole series this year because they get bored, man. Like I'm here playing poker almost every day. I mean, when I have off days, it's nice to hang out, but like that's like once in a blue moon. So yeah, everything. Yeah, Mark. Pretty much everything's been consistent in my life. I like it a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. What's new with you? What's new with the Mark Hoke show?
Oh, the show's doing great,
I see you're on Twitch now.
Yeah, we're doing a little Twitch thing here.
That's awesome. Twitch is the way to go.
Yeah. So
and also, I'm actually looking to get back into esports. Not many people know this. But before I transitioned to poker, I was a professional gamer, and I was like one of the best Call of Duty players. I was like really good at Counter-Strike too. Like not as good as Griffin Banger. He was like one of the best snipers in all of Counter-Strike, but I'm looking to be building a BC and get back into esports because that's like blowing up bigger than anything right now. I mean, it's out of control. ESPN's starting to cover it. Like, it's crazy. I don't want to ever do any like the RTS games, but like first-person shooters, that's like my that's in my lane.
I will make sure to duck.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna be a professional poker, professional gamer. It's gonna be awesome.
There you go.
Everything I ever wanted to do in my life accomplished.
Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, hopefully it works out. There's no guarantee yet. I don't know how the competition's shifted since I was at the World Series of video games before I was ever at the World Series of poker.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, it's crazy. I've competed in 2 World Series.
What's the comparison like? I'm curious. I mean, because there are a lot of people walking around the world watching when you play those games. I mean,
there's a million. I mean, it's so big right now. I mean, the comparison, it's very similar, actually. I would say, though, it's more consistently skill-based, like the esports than poker. Like, I mean, it's like hard to have downswings if you're really on a solid team. I mean, you're putting in work. You're putting in hours and hours of practicing with your team. You're like, if there's like a certain map you're playing against a team, you're like in a server on that map with your teammates, setting up strategies, like setting up like game plans. Like you got a team leader who's calling out strategies. It's it's fun. I mean, it reminds me back when I used to be like competitive sports-wise. Obviously, I never had the genes to really be that great at sports. Like I was like decent at basketball, like decent at sports. But so it was cool to like transition into that and keep it competitive with like the video game industry because like it gets intense, man. And like you're up 10-9, it's first to 11, and it's like you versus one other guy. Like that's intense, man. Like I remember once I clutched a 1v3 match, so it was like me versus 3 other guys on this one map, descending into overtime. We were about to get upset. We were like the number 1 seed. And I remember everyone just went crazy, and I was like, it felt so good. Like, it's just like going deep in a poker tournament, Nothing's better than going deep in a tournament. Like, nothing's better than, like, going clutch, like Steph Curry and just, like, draining, like, just killing it when you can. Yo, what's up, man? So that's what's up. And I mean, also, it's awesome the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup's on while we're out here. And you know I'm a big Pens fan.
Yeah, I know.
Coming from Pennsylvania, so up 2-0, couldn't ask for a better start.
You could be a Flyers fan someday.
Yeah, I'm not though.
No.
I could be. You know, I'll root for any PA team if like the Pittsburgh teams are gone. You know.
Okay.
Like some people like are like, oh, I hate Pittsburgh if they're huge Eagles fans and stuff. It's like, dude, I don't care, man. I'd rather a team like somewhere around me win than like just like some random place.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I mean, some people are diehard.
That's a very benevolent Pittsburgh Penguins fan attitude because Flyers fans wish that you guys would burn in hell.
I know. It's usually really passionate either side. I don't care. It is what it is, man. But the NBA Finals hopefully are going to be better than they were last game. Although I'm rooting for Golden State, but like I want it to be exciting, like the Thunder and Golden State series was.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught any of that, but it was awesome. And I saw your boy Wentz went to the Eagles.
Yes.
So that's huge. Is that like the first like big recruit out of like not like a first round pick?
The first round pick,
in a long time. Yeah.
First round pick. We've had some pretty big players in there, but that was, I was quite happy. In case you didn't notice. I was slightly pleased.
Yeah, I saw you were pretty pumped, to say the least. Well, you should be. Now are Eagles going to be your team to root for?
Oh, they've always been my team.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was in heaven. I'm like,
right.
Bison the Eagle, perfect.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've been Eagles since I was a kid, so it's all good.
Okay, well then that just worked out perfectly for you.
It did.
Wow, so you were like double excited.
Oh, yeah, that it explains a lot now, doesn't it?
Now I'm even seeing it more clearly than I once saw.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope one thing that we get to see this year is you maybe putting one of those bracelets around your wrist this year. That'd be something, man.
I hope so too. I honestly am feeling it. I didn't even call that I was going to win the bracelet last year, but I'm calling it this year.
Whoa. Wow.
I'm calling it. I don't know what event it's going to be, but I'm going to win one this year. At least one.
Well, that sounds
so when I win one, I'll come back and we'll talk about how awesome it was.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
That's what's up.
All right. Well, I'll let you get in here and get ready for the Colossus.
Yep, here I go again. Try number 3. Thanks, Mark.
Best of luck to you, Zach.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day, guys.
You got it. Zach Grunberg, everybody. Wow, what a great show. What a way to kick off our live broadcast here at the WSOP. Scott Ball, John Burkett, Neil Blumenfield, and Zach Grunberg. That is fantastic. Well, once again, hey, we want to thank you guys for all tuning in. We do certainly appreciate it. And, we're going to be probably coming on at this time for at least through the Colossus and a couple other ones. Might be moving up. We might have to move it up a little bit tomorrow because, well, I'm going to be playing. So I kind of want to have my head together for sitting down and trying to maybe win a bracelet of my own. Dare to dream. But what an exciting atmosphere it's been. We want to thank all of our guests for coming on, all of our great sponsors of the show, guys. And once again, make sure you take care of those companies that are taking care of us. We would greatly appreciate it. They're all giving you some terrific discounts and so on their services and items. So give them a shot. And once again, follow us on Facebook at the Mark Hoke Show, on Twitter, Mark Hoke Show. And, of course, we got our podcast up from yesterday. We had a very interesting show with Kelly Kellner, one of the great poker administrators in Canada, and Joe Payne, world-renowned blackjack player, talking about that Jacqueline Moscow and Nolan Dalla Poker Night in America controversy, plus a lot of other stuff in the World Series and the announcement about Poker Vision up in Canada. Very exciting there as well. So if you want to check that out, go to markhokeshow.podbean.com, or you can get us on iTunes too. We'd certainly appreciate it. Those downloads